It's Tuesday, and that means it's time now for our weekly Hot Jobs Report. It's brought to you by Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend. Here's Brian Burns with this week's Hot Jobs.
In Alice, a radiology technician is needed. At least 2 years of college, technical, or vocational school are required. You'll perform radiological tests and operate the X-ray equipment. You must have a valid medical radiologic technological license through the Texas Medical Board. A current registration through the American Registry of Radiologic Technologists is also required. Pay is $17.50 an hour plus benefits. In Corpus Christi, an electrician assistant is needed. You must have 4 years of prior experience as well as 2 years of college, technical, or vocational school. You will be responsible for maintenance of equipment and perform basic electrical work like installing cables and fittings. Pay is $14 an hour plus benefits, and you must have a valid driver's license. Another job open in Corpus Christi is for a foreman. You must have 3 years of experience and a high school diploma or GED. You will plan and coordinate activities involved with the construction and maintenance of concrete, commercial, or municipal projects. You must also assist in the operation of all construction equipment as needed and have a valid driver's license. Pay is $14 to $18 an hour. A material handler is needed in Gregory. 2 years of experience and a high school diploma or GED are needed, plus a TWIC card. You'll handle equipment, process materials, and perform warehouse safety procedures. Pay is $15 to $25 an hour. Over in Kingsville, a branch manager is needed. You must have a high school diploma or GED. You will coordinate financial activities of workers in a branch office. Being bilingual, particularly Spanish, is a plus. You must have a reliable and insured vehicle and a valid driver's license. Salary is $28,000 to $32,000 a year plus benefits. For more information about these jobs and others, contact Workforce Solutions of the Coastal Bend at 888-860-JOBS or visit workintexas.com.
Thanks, Brian, for those hot jobs.